Hi, my name's Sam McIntosh. I am a Paralympic wheelchair racer from Australia. I do the 100 and 400 metre events on the athletics track, and I'm here at UCLA checking out the campuses this week.
When Black Friday comes, I stand down by the door and catch the gray men when they die from the 14th floor. When Black Friday comes, I collect everything I own.
LA's been really good. We went and checked out Disney for a couple of days, which was my first time there, and that was heaps of fun. I totally have to go back. And pretty much solely survived on In-N-Out the entire time, which is delicious, and I'm really going to miss that when I go back home. I think the more integrated we can get the Olympics and Paralympics put together is going to be the biggest step coming forward. I really like the fact that the United States has just joined the Olympic and Paralympic Committee together, so they're unified. I think it's going to provide really good equal opportunities for them, not just to train and bond together, but also to be represented equally as they go forward in heading towards the Games in Tokyo next year. Yeah, I think there is, and I think it's getting better every year. The recognition, what's that word? Recognition between Paralympic and Olympic athletes is starting to become a little more equal and on par with each other, which is a really positive step going forward. I think we're really fortunate in Australia to have that we have a smaller population, so we can make kind of bigger changes more quickly. We're really fortunate to have recently brought in the National Disability Insurance scheme, which is basically insurance for anyone with a disability under the age of 65. So it pretty much covers all your daily necessities, whether it's mobility aids or continence necessities or modifications to your house or your car. So basically disability isn't a factor in you being a normal citizen, basically. I think that would be a really good step for America to have, but obviously you guys have several million more people than us, and it makes it a bit more difficult. As far as grassroots level, I think it's a fantastic thing to equalise people playing disabled sport, especially for team sports, for like wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby, or even like sledge hockey. I think it's a really good idea to get able-bodied people in there just for a numbers sake. Quite often programs struggle when they're starting up to get people with a disability or enough numbers of people with a disability into the program. So I think it's really important at that level to get able-bodied people in to fill those spots until it's set up and running. I think it's really positive for the next generation coming through, being brought up with disability as normalised as it can be, and I think it's going to prepare that next generation to not see disability as a disadvantage and have them more on an equal footing. I think for the general population, the best way forward would be to put more people with a disability out into the public, whether that's through television and movie representation, especially here in Los Angeles, where you guys have that opportunity to be able to put people on film in larger roles. I think would be a great way forward. I think the biggest or most common misconception is that we're fragile and that we need to be looked after. I think that's something that would go a long way in fixing kind of the stigma around disability, that we are capable, we're not fragile, we don't need to be nurtured and looked after. We're actually capable of thinking, saying things out loud and participating in the same way that any able-bodied person can. I think the whole park and experience was probably my favourite thing, not just any specific ride. I was kind of amazed at how big the whole park was. I really didn't think it was that big. A lot of the parks in Australia are quite tiny, so to see how massive it actually is and the attention to detail in all the rides in different lands was really cool to experience. A lot of the fun rides were really good too, but I don't know, just walking around, people watching people geek out over Disney is always good fun. me, it was really interesting being a part of Angel City Games as a participant and athlete instead of being on the organising front of things. I'm involved in quite a few different events in Australia from the organising side of it. So it was kind of interesting seeing how it was set up and run and meeting a lot of athletes, but also being able to, jump, play some table tennis, jump in the pool, have a bit of a swim with some of the other athletes. Admittedly, I was drowning most of the time and losing my pants. It was very embarrassing, very amusing as well, but mostly embarrassing. So it was really good being able to see how it was run from a participant's point of view and compare that and see how I can take positives and negatives back to Australia and use it in some of our programs as well. I think comedy is a fantastic tool to help normalise disability in the community, as long as it's coming from a loving or equalising point of view and it's not disheartening in any way. I think it can be a really positive step in lessening the taboo surrounding disability.